Stocks our strategists feel are poised to deliver positive returns are featured now in their top stock picks of the week.
Welcome to this week's Top Stock Picks of the Week. I'm Tracy Reineck, and I'm joined here at the chairs again by Kevin Cook, and we have a Chinese gaming stock, which I know you're all eager to find out what it is, and we have an American personal care products company that you may or may not know, but you've used its products. So Kevin, we're going to start with me because I know everybody's waiting on your stock. So let's start with the personal care kind of company. You were just asking me before we went on here.
What do they make?
What do they do? Helen of Troy. They just reported earnings, which is why I picked them because they are Zacks #1. But it was a blowout earnings report, which was surprising for a company like this because they've been around forever. So they have a whole bunch of different divisions. The one I know the best is the hair dryers, curling iron division, which is like their hair products. So they make that for Bedhead and Revlon. They have a licensing agreement with them. And then the thing that I also use from them that I forget that they own is the OXO brand, which is all the like kind of kitchen measuring cups, and especially the avocado cutter, which I really recommend. You know, everybody's like slashing their hands, but the avocado cutter by them, you can't cut your hand with that thing. So I really recommend that. And then they have water purification and air purification with like Braun, and Pure was their other brand. And then finally they have...
So it sounds like they've been rolling up, buying all these different businesses for a while.
Yeah, and then they have kind of these other personal care products that you may or may not use and not realize that they own it, like Pert Shampoo and Brute. And a couple other big brands like that I was also surprised. Now, they have been getting rid of some of these divisions. They had nutritional supplements, but those were declining in sales. They finally spun that off. And then the analysts think that they're going to get rid of the personal care, which would be like the Pert and the Brute, and spin that off and then focus on these other areas where there is some growth, like the OXO, that and their houseware brands with the purification is doing quite well. So they did have a really great quarter this quarter. Sales were up 9%, but that leadership brands, which is like the purification and the OXO, was up almost 15%, which I looked at those numbers. I'm like, what? When does this company ever do that? So they have the strategy in place to turn it around. They have really good cash flow, so I like that. They're only going to grow earnings about 5 to 6%, but they were cheap for the last couple of years, really, because no one was paying attention to what was going on there and what the story is. But I brought the earnings estimate changes that have been going on, and as you can see from this, we got a nice little boost here off of the earnings. So the company itself didn't really raise for this fiscal 2019. They're kind of keeping it conservative, I would say. But the analysts a little more bullish here and starting to up these estimates. It's trading about 16 times right now. That's not real expensive for what they're doing. And then I did bring the earnings surprise. You can see how consistent they are with just that one miss in 2015. But they beat by, a couple cents every time. This quarter was a lot better than what they've done. And now finally these shares look like they're breaking out of this.
Yeah, moving to new highs with the market.
Yeah, so some people are starting to buy in this transformation that they have been instituting. And so I kind of like this story, and it's a little bit hidden company.
And that mid-teens multiple, that's in the area of the peers in consumer products, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. So, yeah, they have a nice little story going on. And so we're going to switch it over to you because I know everybody's interested in this gaming company. I used to own it in the Value Investor, but it got a little too rocky. I had to get out.
Why did you sell it?
I know. Well, that's what I know. But they're all asking me too, should we be getting back into this? Because it does still have a lot of value.
It's been volatile, right?
Yes.
I actually lost money on it once just because it's making these swings between 90 and 120. So the company is YY, $6 billion company. And it's all about the social media platform. And when you look at China, what the social media companies that are succeeding, I mean, they're so much more into it than we are. It's like their social media companies, they're doing video streaming, chat, entertainment, and then you mentioned gaming, right? And the thing about YY is they just spun off a gaming unit. But let's take a look here. If I can advance the slide.
That's what makes them.
Okay, so this is just a snapshot of their ecosystem. This was from an investor presentation that the company did in June, right after earnings. And so it was like the best snapshot I could find on the website to show, what's it
What do
oriented
they
toward?
do?
It's youth culture, right?
Yeah.
It's youth culture that wants to be doing real-time chat with voice, text, and streaming video. There's entertainment options. You can be a creator. You know, you obviously, it's just like YouTube. You want to have more views and that kind of thing. There's even online dating. And then the video streaming just keeps growing. The people, want to create their own videos and stream live and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And the Chinese are excellent at creating these platforms. Tencent actually would be a competitor here.
Okay.
As would Momo. But let's take a look at some of the hard numbers here. So this is the detailed estimates page from Zacks.com. And I'm showing you the top half is sales.
Okay.
And so you can see the green ellipse there. They're going to do $2.4 billion in net revenue this year, which is almost 40% growth compared to 2017. And then projected to cross $3 billion next year.
Wow.
Those are the current estimates, which would be over 25% growth. Down on the bottom, we have the EPS. Looking to make $8 this year, which is about 15% growth, and that vaults to $9.50, or another mid-teens growth of 18%. So analysts like the company, they like the growth story. Now let's talk about this gaming unit, which is really all the rage in China. Is the online gaming, video, streaming it. So what YY did is they spun off this unit called Hua. And that is the stock symbol, by the way, now, HUYA. Spun off in May. And you can see some of their metrics here. And the thing is YY still owns 45% of this company.
Okay.
So, and Hua is just becoming profitable. So it's, to me, it's kind of like a call option. And they keep it in the ecosystem, right? So it's people are still interacting in the same ecosystem, the gamers or whatever they're looking for, online video streamers, online dating, and so that youth culture is still it's still part of that same system. And just to give you some of the user metrics here, for YY in total, when they reported in June, they hit 77.6 million monthly active users, which is like 24% growth. And Hua has fantastic growth too. I think they have over 90 million monthly active users.
Wow.
So that's I like the fact that, and this is only a $6 billion company, and they're competing with Tencent, which is
huge.
Almost a $500 billion company.
Right.
And Tencent is, nobody thinks Tencent is going to wipe out YY because YY is so established in their markets with their youth customers.
Right.
We've had the slide in China stocks. And so I just bought, for full disclosure, I just bought YY last week because they're beaten down, right? It's a great earnings report, successful IPO, and the stock is back down in the 90s.
And this is actually a cheap by PE metric, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you look at this is trading 11 times.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Almost 10 times when you go out, if you want to go forward out to 2019. But I looked at it like, I'm going to buy it here in the mid upper 90s with about 10% downside risk. Maybe it goes below 90.
Right.
I don't want to see it go down to the April lows of 88.50.
Okay.
But I figure I have 20% upside too.
Yeah.
It should go up to those highs again at 120 if we can get rid of the current China malaise, right? All the China stocks are down.
Right.
So, I mean, here's your opportunity. Here's where the risk reward is more favorable than it was a month or 6 weeks ago.
For sure. And I don't really understand selling off a company like this. I mean, what does it have to do with tariffs? This company. That's not where they make their money. So, but everybody's just abandoning all Chinese names right now while the trade war
Well, and I
tariff
think
thing
there's
is going.
also the wider economic story for China.
Right.
Will
of the slowdown.
Yeah, will the trade war cause a slowdown in China too?
Right.
So,
but will that affect these customers?
I don't think so.
I mean, if I'm on online gaming or dating, I want to try to stay on there. It has to get pretty bad for me to
the
not.
kids will always get their smartphones, and they're always going to be on them.
Yeah. Okay, so when do they report? It's a little bit later.
Yeah, so they just reported in early June.
Okay.
So, we won't hear.
I knew they were a little bit off of the regular schedule. Okay, so this is definitely one I'm going to keep watching because, like I said, I used to own it. It's cheap again. I have been eyeing it, but all right.
All right.
I'll watch this one and the Hua. This is a 2-for-1.
Yeah, and Hua, I mean...
They haven't reported yet since they were spun
Well, no,
off.
they did.
Oh, they
actually did. They reported on the same day as YY in June.
Okay.
But we don't have a rank on it yet because we still need the analysts to build their models, give us the estimates, and then we'll probably have a rank on it before next quarter.
Okay. All right. Well, as always, we bring you all the top stock picks here, and you get an extra bonus one this time out. So we had Helen of Troy, HELE is that ticker. We had YY, easy to remember, YY, and HUA, HUYA is that ticker there. So be sure to check out all of our stock picks on Zacks.com and watch the top stock picks every week because we'll be here again next week with some more stocks.